In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we learn more about the change in recycling providers and what it means for you. Also, we look back at the Commodores' regular season and get a preview of what they can expect in the playoffs. And we stop by the return of the Waquoit Summer Bazaar. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. Due to the current weather and drought conditions in Falmouth, the town is enforcing temporary water restrictions. To explain the restrictions, we met with Water Superintendent Cathal O'Brien.
Hello, I'm Cathal O'Brien, the Town of Falmouth DPW Water Division Superintendent. I just wanted to give you an urgent drought update for this summer 2022. The current weather conditions are hot and dry, so please use water wisely to protect our fire protection and personal use needs. Please water lawns sparingly. We currently have an odd-even water use schedule for all of our customers. Odd houses can water on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Even houses can water on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Sidewalks, patios, and driveways can only be watered by businesses for safety and health reasons. Pistol grip nozzles with auto shutoff are required for all hoses used for washing cars and all hoses at dockside facilities. The daily watering of newly installed lawns and other plantings are exempt. For those with well water or well irrigation, please post an inconspicuous sign that is visible from the street so a violation does not get erroneously reported to our office. Please note that repeat violations may result in water shutoffs. We really appreciate your patience in conserving the water of the town of Falmouth to protect property and the health of the community as we try to get through this drought together. And hopefully we can stretch our water to keep your lawns and irrigation going without doing an all-out ban by working together as a team. Enjoy the warm weather and thanks for listening.
Thanks to Jeff Wyman for that update. Falmouth residents have been experiencing major problems lately with their trash and recycling pickups. To address this issue, Director of Public Works Peter McConaughey, along with Acting Town Manager Peter Johnson-Staub, entered into a new trash and recycling contract with another local company. We sat down with Mr. McConaughey as he discussed the details of this change and what it means for residents.
Yeah, I'm Peter McConaughey, Director of Public Works. Today we're going to talk about our curbside collection of trash and recyclables. It was actually the end of the contract was on May 31st. The new contract started on June 1st. When we went out to contract, we contacted 5 different companies and had some correspondence back and forth with the different companies. Republic Services was the one company that responded back interested with the new recycling contract. Republic Services have been in town basically for 25 years. They formerly were BFI and then they were Allied and now they're Republic. So on June 1st, Allied side, Republic signed over as for the new 5-year contract and we were all set to go. We did understand we were having some collection problems with Republic, but at that point, Republic being the only contractor that we were dealing with the negotiations, they were the contractor that we were working with. It was approximately about a week later when myself and the town manager received a phone call from the general manager of Republic saying that they are selling their Cape Cod services to a company called Waste Collections, which would be managed by Nauset Disposal. And Nauset Disposal is a Cape Cod disposal company. They're used to the Cape, they're used to the fluctuations in the summertime, they're used to the summer traffic, they're used to the population growing during the season and in the off season where it's shrinking. Right around 2020, we started seeing some little problems with working with Republic as far as the pickups. And I think a lot of that was due to the drivers, the pandemic, the lack of supplies, the trucks, trying to get parts. But as time went on, it started to be pick up and started to become worse and worse. And we found out that this year, in 2022, basically from the beginning of the year in January, it really started to pick up. We were starting to get a lot of complaints and a lot of missed calls. So Public Works was taking a lot of the brunt of the phone calls and a lot of the complaint calls. And working with the company, we were trying to get back on track, but never really seemed to get back on track with Republic. In the long run, it's going to be better for the town of Falmouth. The town of Falmouth is going to have more options with trash. The town of Falmouth is going to have better options with recycling. We're going to be working with the new company as far as recycling options to bring our costs down. And I think the town of Falmouth, one of the big differences the town of Falmouth is going to notice is the call center. So I think there'll be a big difference with that. Nauset is a local company. The phone call centers will be local. They'll be either coming out of Orleans or they'll be coming out of Plymouth. The actual contractor yard is in Yarmouth. You'll be seeing a big difference with just the way everything works with the town and the contractor and how they work with the residents with the calls.
Thanks to Jeff Wyman for that piece. The latest reports show that COVID-19 case counts have increased very slightly over the last few weeks in the town of Falmouth, with the COVID-19 community level in Barnstable County also remaining in the yellow or medium category compared to previous weeks. There are plenty of vaccine and testing capabilities available. The Friday briefings by Falmouth's health agent Scott McGann are a good way to stay informed on the latest local, state, and federal guidance. You can view the briefings on FCTV Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
The Select Board met Monday night in a joint meeting with the Affordable Housing Committee. The chair of the committee introduced attorney Laura Moynihan, who gave the presentation to the Select Board regarding 2 affordable housing programs that the board could agree to adopt.
About a year, I think, ago, or maybe more, Laura sent letters to the Select Board, the Affordable Housing Committee, the Planning Board, the Zoning Board, and other groups with these ideas that she's going to present tonight. Over the last 2 to 3 months, Laura's been working with an Affordable Housing Committee member who's no longer with us, now in New Mexico, and then presented to the board 2 months ago and last month the details of the program. And we were excited to support them and recommend that the Select Board consider implementing these as another way to increase affordable housing in Falmouth that would involve using some of the town's funds to assist home owners or home buyers directly, or renters, rather than go the route that we usually have been going through.
Beach Superintendent Maggie Clayton also gave an update to the board, reporting beach staffing, hours of operation, and parking lot situations. Ms. Clayton pointed out specifically that there will be more focused beach parking lot attendant staffing due to the shortages the beach department endured last season.
Additional parking attendants in light of last year's feedback when we were short-staffed and unable to provide services at 2 beaches, Megansett and the MBL Stony Beach. So we've hired additional parking attendants so that regardless of our lifeguard numbers, all of the parking lots will be monitored with at least 2 staff members, so no staff member is alone. It allows us to continue the sunset hours at Waquoit and Old Silver Residence Lot, coverage until 7:30 p.m. instead of the 4:30 and 4:45 p.m. of the other parking lots.
Also on the agenda for this meeting was an agenda item regarding the Andrews Farm lease extension. Acting Town Manager Peter Johnson-Staub gave a brief history of the farm with the land acquisition and recommended that the board extend the lease.
I go back to town meeting and the vote to acquire this land, and the reason that it was acquired was for it to continue to be a farm. And, we spent a lot of time on the request for proposal to structure a process that was geared toward the sustainability and viability of the farm. And, I guess what I would say is the farm is viable. Mr. Andrews has been, he's pretty meticulous about maintaining his farm, which is certainly important to the town. He has allowed community gardens through a sublease on the property. So I feel that, the asset, the acquisition of the farm is really working out as intended.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. After a short break, we'll find out how the Commodores are doing at Gov Fuller Field and across the Cape League. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Karen Delaney, the Executive Director of the Falmouth Service Center. The Service Center is a regional food pantry that is available to any household in need from any zip code. Households can pick up fresh and frozen fruits and vegetables, meat, dairy items, and non-perishable foods. Families often come weekly to pick up groceries from us to help stretch their food budget, which enables them to have more money available for other bills. In addition to food, we also have other services, ranging from financial assistance to back to school and special holiday programs. Our hand-in-hand thrift shop is a resource for families, and the proceeds benefit our FSC programs. All of this is accomplished by a small staff and over 400 active volunteers who are the backbone of our work. If you need help or want to help, please visit our website or give us a call for more information.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. The Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs are in full swing, and the Commodores look poised for another run after a slow start at the beginning of the season. For a look at how the Commodores' 2022 regular season wrapped up, we checked in at the Arnie Allen Diamond at Gov Fuller Field.
We started out slow, kind of got ourselves in a little bit of a hole, but ever since then, early, after the first couple of weeks, I think we were, 6-7 games under 500 or whatever, and now we battled back to where we're just one game under 500, and the credit goes to the kids and our coaching staff. My assistant coaches have done a great job, and we were waiting on some guys that came in that were in the college playoff, the regionals and super regionals and the World Series, and they obviously made a difference too, when they came back. So I think it was a combination of, the guys that we had getting adjusted and doing well, and then the guys that weren't here early on showing up and helping us, become a better club.
We saw this team play on opening day, and for the first week of the season, we didn't think this team could win more than perhaps 10 ball games. But the roster turnover, they get guys coming in, guys start getting hot. But wrapping up the season in a whole, we've seen a lot of streaks. And the Commodores, especially with the Waquoit Cavaliers, they have their number this season. So it's good to see them get consistent wins against Western Division teams. They own the season series for every team except the Bourne Braves, and they've been pretty good on the road. So realistically, the number one takeaway this season has been the doors are hot on the road, and it's been a roller coaster of a season.
Yeah, I would say it's been pretty up and down. It's been a rewarding experience for us. It's been a grueling one, a lot of games, a lot of road trips. The Doors have been a team that has struggled with a little bit of inconsistency this year. You could almost break up this season into, 4 or 5 parts, different stretches where they weren't playing well, weren't doing something right, and then all of a sudden they get that right, and they're doing something to play very well. So for Falmouth, this is a team that is making it back to the playoffs. This is an organization that has made it quite a few times under Jeff Trundy since he took over in 1999. So it's a return to normalcy in that fact, and I think for these fans who have stuck it out through 2 pretty interesting pandemic seasons, if you will, in 2020 and 2021, it's pretty gratifying for them to see this team finally make it back in what feels like a little bit more of a normal year.
We're talking about who's going to show up? What kind of Falmouth Commodore team are we going to get in the playoffs? The Commodores have been hot. They went on a streak where the Commodores went over a calendar month without losing a game on the road. From June 28th all the way to July 31st, the Commodores had not lost a game on the road. They were 10 wins, no losses, and 1 tie in that stretch. So it's just a matter of what kind of Commodore team we get. But Carter, the roster turnover makes it a little bit difficult, and especially in summer ball.
Yeah, I mean, for even the teams in the Eastern Division who we've seen less, and in a division that has teams with more losing records kind of up and down it, I think it's hard to say who's going to win because teams have, cut guys, brought in new ones. They've gone on hot and cold streaks at the end of the season. The playoff seeding is still unsettled. I mean, this was supposed to be the regular season finale around the league. Some teams are playing tomorrow because of the rain we had yesterday. So even for the teams in the East, I mean, a lot is unsettled. I think it's anyone's game, just depending on who's hot in the playoffs and who runs into who on the mound, and who contributes and who doesn't. So, like Logan said, there's only so much you can predict. I think it's really anyone's game, though. Out of all the 8 teams that make it, I could see any one of them winning it.
Absolutely.
Miss a game? You can catch replays of the Falmouth Commodores home games on FCTV's public channel 13. Thanks to Max Sykes for that piece. The Commodores also recently hosted a military appreciation night at Gov Fuller Field. FCTV was there and met with the Cape and Islands Veterans Outreach Center, who were taking part in the festivities. The Outreach Center, which provides comprehensive life-sustaining services for veterans and their families, is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Let's find out more.
So we're here tonight to show support for our Cape Cod veterans. We love our community, and Military Appreciation Night is a great way for us to come out and show our support for all the veterans of the Cape and Islands. Right around 15,000 veterans in Barnstable County. It's good for us to get our mission seen by the people. The Veterans Outreach Center that I work for, we have got 3 main avenues of service. The first avenue of service is veterans housing, homeless veterans housing. We currently house up to 15 homeless veterans, which represents approximately a quarter of the homeless veterans of the Cape and Islands at any given point in time. We also do a food pantry, which we've grown to 13 evolutions per month, as well as counseling, and we're working on a transportation program as well as a bunch of other education programs as well. It's the understanding and the willingness to let people into your community. One of the challenges we have is people don't understand why veterans become homeless and the unique challenges and struggles they face in their careers. And a lot of people don't want to have affordable housing in their backyard. People need to understand that veterans are not less than because they've struggled. They have challenges that are unique to experiences that need to be overcome. I have a lot of times where I'll interact with the community members and they say, "Oh, the Cape and Islands Veterans Outreach Center, I've never heard of you guys." Next year, we celebrate our 40th anniversary. We were founded on March 10th, 1983. And back then, we were called the Non-Vets Association of the Cape and Islands. And a few years back, we've changed our name to the Cape and Islands Veterans Outreach Center with the goal of providing service to our veterans, right? Veterans helping veterans is the idea. So with that, we recognize a need, and we tried to fill that need. My background, along with the exposure to what I've seen in my job now, really opened my eyes to the depth of need that's out there in the community, especially here in the Cape. And to see the amount of homeless veterans in an area where there's so much wealth it's painful. Homeless and veterans should not be used in the same sentence on Cape Cod.
Visit capeveterans.com to learn more. Thanks to Matt Sykes for that piece. The Waquoit Congregational Church recently held their annual Summer Bazaar, which is billed to have a little something for everyone, including furniture, clothing, bikes and books, knickknacks, and collectibles. We stopped by to learn more about this year's event.
Good morning. My name is Beth Rockwell, and I'm here at the Waquoit Congregational Church Annual Bazaar every July. It's a church-wide and community-wide function. We take donations basically starting in March, building up to this incredible bazaar. Probably 18 different charities are funded by proceeds from this and from our thrift shop, which is open year-round, as well as the church. So we have incredible antiques. We have some beautiful antique furniture as well as contemporary. We have Limoges sets of china. We have Portuguese pottery. We have wonderful outdoor wicker furniture. We sell tools, garden tools, power tools. This year we actually had an electric scooter, which was a lot of fun. We enjoyed driving around before we sold it. sporting goods, you name it, we've got it. So we solicit donations through Fabulous Falmouth, through word of mouth. People start asking us, are you going to be doing a bazaar again this year? And then word of mouth goes out. Mostly solicitation, however, we let people know we're doing this. We would ask them to contact the church. We frequently will request, if it's a large piece of furniture, we'll request photographs so we know whether or not we can actually pick it up. We line up trucks and volunteers to do pickups, and then people also bring it in. We actually have a lot of fun organizing the bazaar. It's a great way to build community and camaraderie. Many of us have done this for several years, so we have a routine and we get in the routine and then we get silly and we get tired. It's just a lot of fun. Anybody who's interested in donating, contact us. My name is Beth Rockwell. Or if you want to come and have some fun, you can also let us know. Calling the church office and leaving a message is the best way, or dropping by.
Thanks to Lee Jackson for that piece. After a short break, we'll take a look at a brand new feature on the Falmouth High School campus. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Stacy Pugh, President and CEO of the Ymca Cape Cod. Did you know the YMCA is working to bring a Y facility to the Upper Cape? With land secured on Brick Kiln Road next to Falmouth High School, we're continuing the work of bringing this transformative community hub to life. Our design includes a preschool play space, school-age indoor playground, and intergenerational teen spaces to support youth development. We will offer programs for all ages through a state-of-the-art wellness center. Our pools will be open for swim lessons, lap swimming, and aqua fitness classes to support healthy living. By providing financial assistance to our families from all backgrounds, our social responsibility ensures everyone will benefit from the Y. To learn more about this project and sign up for our newsletter, visit ymcacapecod.org/uppercape.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. In partnership with Falmouth's Food Justice Initiative, a new greenhouse and garden was unveiled at Falmouth High School on July 19th. The greenhouse, referred to as the Hoop House, will be a key part of a new course offered in the fall at FHS called Race, Food, and Climate. Here's more from the ceremony.
Our goal was to kind of bring a program to the high school that would kind of mix sustainability and social justice. We put together a curriculum and some funding really generously provided from the Falmouth Education Foundation, and we're put up this amazing hoop house structure and garden beds that we're going to be using with students through a kind of year-long program at the high school. Our goals are to kind of bring students into the world of growing their own food, getting to touch the soil and getting to understand where their food comes from. And to really understand that, you really need to kind of dig into the history of agriculture and where we've come from and where we're going. And you can't do that without talking about the racial injustices and the land grabs and things like that have happened over the course of history to get us to this point. We really want to get students to a place where they really fully understand the picture of how food is grown, who has access to it, who's been the people that have been able to grow that food traditionally in the past, and what that's kind of changed into nowadays. And we want to understand and use that knowledge to understand how we can make a better future. We've got climate change knocking on our door now. The impacts are being felt daily, and students need to have a toolkit in order to be able to go and grow their own food and use these skills that we're giving them today to understand how to create a fair and just future.
Falmouth Public Schools and the founding members of the Food Justice Initiative were able to come together, both for a ribbon cutting and a ceremonial signing of the new Memorandum of Understanding. We wanted to be able to show our partnership and commitment to both this foundational course entitled Food, Race, and Climate, as well as the commitment from our community through Falmouth Education Foundation in purchasing our supplies to get us started, as well as helping with the installation of the hoop house.
Kind of just started as an idea that we knew we could help do something with the community. Took a lot of community support, and it was nice to be able to live in a community that provided so much support. Kind of brought this idea to Henry and Lori, and they kind of gave us the backing that we needed. We got a lot of support from members of our advisors, so we were able to get it done.
I'd like to thank everyone that made this possible. I'm very excited about the opportunity for our students with this new program, learning about not only the agriculture but the climate here in Falmouth, and learn about our land here in Falmouth, our founders, the Wampanoag tribe, and connecting with our other community partners. I'd like to thank specifically the Falmouth Education Foundation. This would not be possible without them, and certainly our Woods Hole partners that found this program so very important and came to Falmouth Public Schools to start this partnership.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that piece. Our fishing correspondent, Ryan Collins of My Fishing Cape Cod, checked in this month with some breathtaking footage of a juvenile humpback whale resting off the coast of Plymouth. Here's a clip. Thanks to Ryan Collins of My Fishing Cape Cod for that rare footage. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from the Barnstable County Fair. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.